Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Into the Memory Box. Now, it's been a while since I've done this show, but I'm back, and I want to try out something a little different today. The last several episodes of Into the Memory Box have either been sharing stories or just sharing things from my actual memory box, and I thought it would be a little interesting today to go a different direction, still with the memory feeling, but start going through some of our old family photo albums. See, my mom, when I was younger and today, is a photo-taking fiend. Anything that can be taken as a photo will be taken as a photo. So, to that effect, we have over 50 photo albums. I would wager about 50 photo albums up in her closet. And in each photo album, there are about 100 to 150 pictures. So what I did was I just picked a photo album at random, and I took about 20 photos from that album that I have memories of and I can share stories about, or just like little tidbits about my life, or I can tell stories about my family or my house or my dogs or whatever. And I thought this could be an interesting little format to add to the show, spice it up a little bit. So let's get into it with our photos today. Alright, so this batch of photos I have today is from 2010 to 2011. And in this you're going to see my 8th birthday party. So we're going to start out in early fall, around September. This is me in my friend Henry's treehouse. And I can tell some, I'm not going to show any photos of other people just so, you know, I'm not showing them off. But my friend Henry was a really good friend of mine when I was a kid. I especially loved his mom a lot. She was just about the sweetest woman you could ever meet. And I'm not as close with them today, but I still have a good relationship with the family. Henry was about my age, and he went to public school while I was in homeschooled. So we didn't see that much of each other, but when we did, we had a really good time. And this was up in his treehouse, and his family called it Pike's Peak because their last name was Pike, and they had been to Pike's Peak, and they called the treehouse Pike's Peak. So it was just kind of cute. But I remember having a lot of good times up in that treehouse. Actually, I didn't realize it, but I picked a photo with my friend in it, but that's okay. He's younger at this point. But yeah, that's me and my friend's treehouse. We had a lot of good times up there. This is me and my dad at a waterfall it's pretty close to our house, about maybe 30 minutes from where we are now. I honestly had no memory that we did this, but nowadays I like to go up to that waterfall every once in a while because it's really peaceful up there, especially when there's no one around. And yeah, this was just a cute photo that was right in the beginning of the photo album, so I thought, why not show it? And you can just look at my dad. Look at how young he is there. It's kind of wild. And me too. I remember wearing that shirt a lot. That was one of my favorite shirts. Anyway, moving on. Oh, this one was taken at one of my cousin's weddings. This was only the second wedding I had ever been to. The first one was for my Uncle Craig, who got married to my Aunt Stephanie. This was the second wedding I had ever been to, and I don't remember much about it except it was very boring. Obviously, weddings at that age are boring for kids. I don't remember anything about the first wedding that I went to, except for that I was the ring bearer. And when I went up to give the rings, I tried to put the rings on my aunt and uncle's fingers. I'm sure they thought that was cute at the time, but if I oh my god, if I had any sort of conscience back then, I would have been mortified for doing that. Because I'm mortified thinking about it now. So anyway, moving on to our next image. This is me in the leaves. This is in my front yard. And as you can see, this yard is just very big. You can see the little road there. That's our driveway, actually. When I was a kid, we lived on 7 acres of land. And it was a beautiful spot. We had a lot of wooded area. I spent a lot of time in the woods when I was a kid, but this was, by the looks of it, late September, and obviously we had a lot of trees, so there was a lot of leaves, and I would always want to jump in the leaves as kids do. I just remember that being almost an everyday occurrence because I was in homeschool, so we didn't really have to worry about schedules and stuff. Now this is, or actually this might be on the same, yeah, I'm wearing the exact same shirt here, so this is probably on the same day. This is my 8th birthday. As you can see in that DVD case I'm holding, it's called Charlie McCarthy Detective, and I honestly don't remember watching that more than once. Oh my god. Okay, so back in the 90s, my mom did a lot of ceramic painting. This was one of the things that she painted. It was this Halloween house with like a couple of ghosts and a pumpkin man. There were a couple other things that she did. We ended up having to throw all that away except for those 3 little ghosts there because a rat got into our Halloween box and died. And you can kind of see one of the other things she did there, that little pumpkin behind the box. I don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, there were a few of those things. And I really was not happy when we threw those away because those were some of my favorite decorations out of all the holiday decorations we had. So that was kind of sad. Anyway, that's my 8th birthday party. Charlie McCarthy Detective, that'll come into play in a little bit. Also, this, my family thought I was going to be a baseball star when I was a kid. I have no idea how they got that into their head because I don't remember showing any interest in baseball. But they bought me all this baseball stuff for my 8th birthday, and I don't think I ever used any of the... Well, no, that's not true. I used to play a game with my friends where I would chase... It's so stupid now. One of them would be riding a bike, and then one of us would be running around chasing the bike and trying to hit the back tire with this baseball bat. And I think it was whoever fell off was the next person that had to chase. I can't remember it very well. I just remember that it was a pretty dangerous game, and we probably should not have been playing it, but we were kids and we were stupid, so that's how that goes. Ooh, these next couple of photos are kind of cool for me. Yeah, let's see. So this Halloween, when I turned 8 years old, I decided I wanted to go as Sherlock Holmes, and this is probably my most sophisticated Halloween costume I've ever put together. We went to all these old stores to find like an old fedora and old shoes and like an old tie and an old suit coat, and we even got a fucking cape. And that pipe that I'm clenching onto, I still have that today. That's my grandpa Shoe's pipe. My grandpa Adrian, he was a heavy smoker when he was young, but he gave it up, and he just so happened to keep the pipes because he was a hoarder. So I got one of his pipes to be Sherlock Holmes, and yeah, it was really cool. If you're wondering who or what that thing on my hand is there, that is a hand puppet that I still have as well. And he was supposed to be Dr. Watson. But I called him Dr. Goatson because it's a goat hand puppet. I know, I was so smart when I was a kid. But here, I got some better shots. Here, this is another shot of me as Sherlock Holmes. Side angle, you can kind of, yeah, you can see that cape a little bit. I really liked that cape because it was checkered. It was a checkered cape. There's a close-up of me. That actually looks pretty good. I kind of forgot about that flower on the lapel there. Did Sherlock Holmes ever wear a lapel or a flower on his lapel? I don't know. And then there's that checkered cape again. I really like that checkered cape. But yeah, that was definitely my most sophisticated Halloween costume I've ever put together. If I can let's not talk about the time that I went as Dilbert though, because that turned out to be bad later on. This is me on Halloween night, I think. Look at those very nice boxer shorts, yeah. With something else that I still have to this day, Chester Cheetah. This is a very old doll. This is from the 60s. Or no, not from the way I understand it is that this doll was a promotion that came out the year before Chester Cheetah was actually implemented into the advertisements and onto the Cheetos bags. So it was like a prototype thing. That's how I understand it. I could be completely wrong about that. But in any case, I've had him since I was 3. My mom gave him to me when I was 3. It was hers before. And kind of an interesting factoid here. When my mom lived at her childhood home, there was a fire in her barn. They lived on a farm, and their barn just totally burned to the ground. And all of her stuff was in it, and this was pretty much the only thing that survived that fire. So, and not even survived the fire, because it was basically her only thing that was in the main house that wasn't in the barn. So, kind of cool that it made it through all these years, and now it's mine, and I still treat it like it's still one of my favorite possessions. So yeah, that's Halloween night. And now this doesn't have a date on it except for a 12. So this could be in December, but it also could be in November. This is me in the snow, and you can see the background there. That's my house. You can see the garage, the main part of the house, and then the sunroom. It almost looks like that part isn't supposed to be there, and this part is, because they look exactly the same if you were to flip them around. Is that a... Oh no. Is that a Keep Christ in Christmas button? Well, that's unfortunate. Definitely not my decision to put that on there, but I had rosy cheeks when I was a kid. Holy shit. Yeah, that's me in the snow. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I love this. I love this picture. This is my dogs, Jazzy and Belle. Jazzy passed away before C.A.F.E got started, so she's never been in a video. Belle was in one of my videos, I think C.A.F.E Cooking 2. I don't know if Ella has been in any of my videos yet. I should really make a video with her. But anyway, as you can see here, the snow is so deep. I have no idea how Belle got through the snow back then, or any time at all. Because here in Wisconsin, if you don't know, we get some very heavy snow drifts. And like this is very, very deep snow. In fact, I think the next picture. This is me up to my literal waist in a snowdrift. And at that time I was probably like maybe 4 feet tall. So that's pretty high. That's pretty high for the snow, like 2, maybe 3 feet or so. I don't know. But like, yeah, the snow is so deep that I have no idea how Belle got through that. I can see where Jazzy got through that. She had longer legs, but Belle, I don't know. She was a shorty. Back there is one of my toys, the big green monster plush. When I was a kid, I had over 400 stuffed animals. I wasn't even a collector, really. I just kept getting them from other people. So yeah, I had a habit of bringing some of them outside, even in the snow, which was probably not a good idea. They could get moldy and shit. But, you know. Ooh, okay. So, remember how before I mentioned Charlie McCarthy? So, I had gotten a Charlie McCarthy ventriloquist dummy for Christmas, like the previous year. But it was just like it was kind of a cheap one. So I had found a website where they had like really high-end ventriloquist dummies, and I had been getting into it very, very much so. So this year, I got 2 like high-quality ventriloquist dummies. That's Charlie McCarthy and that's Mortimer Snurd. Charlie was featured in The Adventures of Charlie, which is my favorite sketch we've ever made on this channel. Mortimer I haven't used in anything yet, mostly because he's not in that good a shape anymore. A lot of the elastic that was used to hold down his head is not really it's kind of worn out over the years, and his clothes are like kind of falling apart now. This has been over 10 years since I got these, so yeah, it's it's like, wow. But that was day 1 of me having them. Wow, huh? You can tell his hat is already a little dented there. That's interesting. I wonder if that was, huh? Because when I opened them, my parents had gotten them like 2 days before Christmas, and they didn't have time to wrap them, so they just like left them in the packaging that they had come in for me to open. Interesting. Anyway, let's see now. Oh, here's another picture of me on Christmas morning with a magic set. And I do remember this magic set. I honestly couldn't tell you if I learned any of the tricks. I think it's standard for every single kid to get a magic set and just not use it. Like, I think that is a rite of passage in childhood. I really think so. Yeah, that's me with the magic set. So, one thing about me when I was a kid was I was very eccentric. So, anytime we would do anything, I would have to go all out, and that includes cooking. So, when I was a kid, I literally made a fucking chef's hat out of paper, and then I glued cotton balls to the top of it. This is, I can't remember if this is biscuits or cookies or what. I feel like it was biscuits, like buttermilk biscuits. But, of course, I had to wear the chef's hat, and my mom had to take a picture of it, and this was an apron with my name on it, because, yeah, that's just how I was as a kid, very eccentric. Next photo. Oh, yes, I forgot to pull this one out. This is Fred the Skeleton. When I was a kid, I was homeschooled, as I've mentioned a lot, and my mom went all out. She's a bit eccentric, too. And we got this life-size skeleton model for me to, like, learn anatomy on, but I didn't use it like that. I called him Fred the Skeleton, and I used him as like a life-size puppet. And oh my god, when I had a babysitter named Miriam. And when she would come over, I would get on the photo booth app, and I would put it on the video camera mode, and we would do like 5 or 6 minute skits on there, and I called it The Skeleton Show. And we had like a whole storyline. I really wish we had those videos. I don't know what. We got rid of our very first computer and did upgrades, but we didn't save anything from those computers, so it's pretty much lost media now. Because we never uploaded them anywhere. I never got my first YouTube channel until I was, how old was I? I was 14, I think. Yeah, maybe 13. I don't remember. But it was much later than this. So that's all just lost to time now. That's actually sad to think about now that I'm really considering it. Oh, Souls for Souls. This was a charity that I did in my local community. It was a legitimate charity where we collected shoes and then they were sent down for the Haiti crisis because that was relevant back then. Kind of still is. But anyway, this was the first time I did this. I did it twice. And if I can ever find these things from this first charity, I will. Because not only did I get... how'd this go? I got a newspaper appearance. I got radio appearances. But I also, and this was really cool, I got a letter from Senator Tammy Baldwin congratulating me, and a letter from Barack Obama while he was in the White House congratulating me on doing this Souls for Souls thing. And I don't know where those letters are. I have proof from my mom. She will tell you that I got these letters from Tammy Baldwin and Barack Obama, but I have no idea where these letters are. I have looked and looked and looked, and I just don't know. And if I can ever find them, that is going to be the holy grail of this show, showing off a handwritten letter from Tammy Baldwin and Barack Hussein Obama. If I can ever find those letters, I'm just going to be over the moon. So our last photo now is me riding a bike in the slush. Because somehow I thought that was a good idea. Behind us is our building, which served as a garage and pseudo workshop, and it had an attic where we kept all of our storage stuff, Christmas decorations and things. But for some reason I decided to ride my bike through the slush. I don't know why. I really hope I fell. I really hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please leave it in the comments below because I want to know how I can make this show better. This one has kind of been the black sheep of the C.A.F.E family since it started, and it's one of my favorite concepts, so I want to make sure that I can really make this show better and honestly just justify it for existing in general. So please leave a like or a comment or something down below just so I know what can be improved on in this show. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.